boys and girls. I am here with Mr. McDonald, and he is the man. Him and his wife has helped him a lot. They have created these beautiful trails over by your school. But he's going to talk to you about how he has made these trails, carved them out of the woods. Mr. McDonald, how did this happen?
Well, I've done a lot of walking, so I know the land very well here. I've walked all through the forest in every direction, and then I realized that we had a trail built by Phil Copps in a bulldozer, but it really went nowhere. It just went to a dead end, and the reason for that, of course, that was the end of his property. So this is on another person's, the, uh, the Hicks property, and with this acquisition of this property here, we're able to create a loop trail and then greatly increase the aesthetics by including a little bit of terrain and views of the river and nice walks through the pines and then through various habitats. It's kind of buggy right at the moment, but I'm used to this type of stuff because I worked 47 years as a ranger, so in Algonquin Park primarily. So it doesn't bother me too much, but this is a little bit tough for bare legs.
Yes, it is. But tell us how do you carve a trail through
Well,
here?
first I have to walk it and look at it very, very carefully and get a concept of where I exactly want to go, what's possible and what's not.
Right.
So for example, here we have a great big hillside that's steep. And so I had to look very carefully, making a decision, am I going to stay on this side of this creek and then do a cut in here or not? And then I said, well, how are we got to get back up there. How are we going to do that? So what we did is, what I did is I looked along and I found a little gap that you'll see in a few minutes when you walk. And I made a side hill cut up that hill to cut the grade to minimize it. So that is the minimum grade just around the corner from where you see here. And what I do, that's just a typical example of what I've done all the way along here. So what I do is once I have it in my mind approximately where it should go, then I go out and flag it with flagging tape and I lay it out. And once I've got it laid out, then I can go at it and cut the trees out. And then what I do is I limb the trees up. You can see that a lot of these dead branches will bend downwards over time. So you can see here, there's limbs that are taken off 15 feet high there.
Yes.
You know, very high. Not, you can't see, well, over here you can see some of the trees where it's been done. The ones that are off the trail, of course, we wouldn't bother with. But that is what we do. Doris has helped me with the limbing.
Yes.
And then what we do is we remove the brush. We take off all the brush, all the small stuff.
How long does that take? Like for a stretch this long, how long does that take?
It varies. With just two of us working here, I would spend maybe a day going 100 meters.
100 meters. That's a lot
at
of
the
work.
most. At the most. Some areas go faster than others. Others take additional treatment. But once we've got it scoped that way, then we start grading it. And grading it means taking the high spots off, getting rid of side hill like we have up here where people can't walk sideways like that.
Right.
And then we have to think about winter.
Yeah.
We've got to make sure that when we're grading that we get it wide enough. We need at least 30 inches wide to carry the larger snowshoes.
Oh my goodness, you think about everything.
Yeah, and then what we have to do is we have to make sure our grades are good, that they're not too steep, because in the wintertime we have to worry about the trail getting very packed and icy, because right now most of our use is in the wintertime through here.
Sure.
We have a lot
There's
of people
no bugs
walking
then.
through here in the winter, so we have to be mindful of safety with regard to those people. So
so many thoughts go into creating
yes,
this trail.
we have one trail there that you see that we've done a new side hill because a lot of people were falling on that hill.
Sure.
And of course we don't want any broken bones back here.
No,
it's hard to get people
they're hard to get people out.
Yeah,
That's right.
So that's what it is. We're leveling, and then we carry on from there and think about all sorts of other things. on the 16th, we're going to walk around and try and figure out a location possibly for another bench
You bet. Yep.
up in the pines
I
somewhere
have
there.
my thoughts already.
So there's possibilities there, and
Looking for your insight.
we can get it in. Doris and I can get the heavy thing in. It's just we got to have an agreement on where it
it's
should
going to
go.
go?
Yep.
Okay, we'll
So
look
there you
forward to
go.
that.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for
welcome.
sharing how you build trails
That's
at
Mr.
Marsh's
McDonald, one
Falls.
of the most extraordinary foresters you're ever going to get a chance to hear from.
So if you want to just see for a minute the tools, we could just take a break and then we could walk over and look at the tools that we use
For
to build
sure.